It's tamarind season, and that means tamarind balls. This simple sweet and sour treat is a staple of many Jamaican and Caribbean childhoods, whether you bought them from a school vendor or made them at home. Hey, I'm Nick, and today we're making this nostalgic favorite. Tamarind balls are one of those snacks that bring back memories with their burst of tangy flavor. Let's get into it. Before we jump into the recipe, let's talk about tamarind. Tamarind is said to be indigenous to tropical Africa, where it still grows wild in many Central African countries. Over time, it spread worldwide through trade routes, especially to India, where it became deeply rooted in the cuisine. Botanically, tamarind belongs to the pea family, and in many parts of the world, both its seeds and leaves are used as food. In Jamaica, though, it's mostly the fruit that we enjoy. Tamarind is naturally sour, though some varieties are a bit sweeter. That tanginess, however, is its defining feature. Green tamarind is the most sour and is cooked in some cuisines, but Jamaicans prefer it ripe. When ripe, the skin turns into a brittle shell and the pulp inside darkens and starts to dehydrate. Tamarind season is traditionally associated with hard times, specifically the period after Christmas. From January to March, there's often an economic slowdown, and since tamarind is one of the few fruits in season during these months, we have sayings like, "Not now go on, you know, see a tamarind time." Tamarind trees are also tied to corporal punishment. Many Jamaicans, especially the older generation, remember the tamarind switch, a whip made from tamarind branches. If you were particularly unruly growing up, you probably know all about that firsthand. But with all of that history covered, let's move on to something a lot sweeter. The brittle shell of the tamarind makes it easy to remove. It cracks easily and we can just peel it away in pieces. Once the shell is off, we're left with the brown pulp covering the seeds, along with those fibrous strings holding everything together. What we're really after is the pulp and seeds. We don't really need the stringy fibers, so we'll remove those. Tamarind isn't just tangy and astringent, it also has a deep fruity flavor with floral woody notes. It's delicious, but eating too much tamarind can be abrasive on your tongue and teeth. I have memories of not being able to taste properly or feeling like my tongue was cut up after overdosing on fresh tamarind. That's about 3 cups of tamarind. To make our tamarind balls, I'm adding 1.5 cups of brown sugar. I found that a 2-to-1 ratio, tamarind to sugar, gives the perfect balance for most tamarind balls. The sugar helps offset the tanginess, but trust me, this is still going to be really sour. You can use any table sugar, but I prefer Jamaican brown sugar. I'm also adding a half teaspoon of salt. Salt really ties the flavors together and elevates this treat so much. Now, this next ingredient is optional, but not for me. White overproof rum. This adds a whole new dimension to tamarind balls. The alcohol and that bold rum flavor is incredible. I'm eyeballing it and just adding a splash, but if you want to go crazy, you could really go all in. No, just give it a mix to combine everything. One of my core memories is watching my grandmother mix tamarind in gallon buckets. She used copious amounts of rum and would seal the bucket to age it, sometimes for up to a year. Opening that bucket was an experience and the taste was on another level. I'm definitely trying that this season. A spoon will only take you so far, so now it's time to go in with clean hands. Need that sugar in to form a sort of dough. The tamarind mixture my grandmother made was not as solid as this, so making tamarind balls was almost impossible. Alright, let's roll some balls. I'm finishing these with granulated sugar. Making tamarind balls is really easy. Just grab a piece of the tamarind, usually 2 to 3 seeds worth, and roll it in your palms to form a ball. And that's it, a perfect tamarind ball. Adjust the size however you like. The final step, just roll it in sugar to coat it. That sugar layer helps to reduce the stickiness a bit. Now, I have to be honest, even though I had a huge tamarind tree in my backyard, this is actually the first time I'm making tamarind balls. I'll tell you what I used to do with tamarind in a second. Fine granulated sugar works well, but if you want a different texture, you can use larger sugar crystals for a different vibe. I'm doing half brown sugar and half granulated sugar for some variety. And that's our tamarind balls. Extremely simple, almost foolproof, and so delicious. You'll find these packaged at supermarket checkout counters and gas stations island wide, but it's so much better when we make them ourselves. At school, we used to buy tamarind balls in small bags like this, which is why this is my first time actually rolling them into balls. When I got tamarind off my tree, I would just throw it in a bag with sugar and salt and mix it to dissolve the sugar. No balls making business. Despite growing up with tamarind, I only recently found out about some of these varieties. Scotch bonnet pepper, or really any kind of pepper, even hot sauce, is often mixed with tamarind to level it up to hot, sweet and sour. I also saw someone mention adding garlic to tamarind. I have to give that a shot too. Another popular addition is soda. In school, we'll pour a little bit of our favorite soda into a bag of tamarind balls. Grape soda was a big one, but for this I'm just using plain soda. Some people even added baking soda or baking powder to lighten the texture. No, eating tamarind balls as is, that was never really a thing. If you just popped one in your mouth, your friends would probably look at you weird. Tamarind was meant to be mixed and rubbed in a bag until all the sugar dissolved and the color turned as white as possible. It reminds me of cream in butter and sugar, except tamarind takes way longer, especially if you don't add soda. Back in the day, rubbing tamarind in a bag was practically a part-time job for kids. One of our first real experience with delayed gratification. Working at it for most of the day just for that perfect smooth tamarind at the end. I'm a lot older now, so rubbing it until the sugar is mostly dissolved is good enough for me. That Scotch bonnet tamarind is amazing. I love the heat, but that scotchy flavor really takes it to another level. The soda tamarind is great too. It's a bit lighter and more mellow. And there you have it. How to make tamarind balls plus a few ways you can mix things up. Let me know how you like your balls and how you customize them to your taste. Shout out to the big chefs over on Patreon. You're the ones who keep the kitchen cooking. And a huge thanks to you for watching. This video was awesome, but trust me, this next one right here, it's probably even better. Catch you in the next one.